That sent a shiver down my spine. The idea of being chased by a Mothman. Oh no. Oh no. What's up, Rad Fam? Today we are jumping back into the I was gonna say scary, but then I was changed to say terrifying. Today we're gonna jump into the spooky world that is the SCP Foundation. But as I was looking through the comments to see which ones y'all would like to see me cover, I had the idea of, instead of picking 3, what if I just pick 2 and we dive into the files like normally, but we ask the question, of these 2 SCP, so SCP versus SCP, which is the scariest? So just based off of what we're reading in the file, what one would you least like to encounter? So after reading, I'll give my opinion, and I would love to hear yours down in the comments. I thought this sounded like it could be a fun video, so let's get to it. So the first SCP we are covering is SCP-2901, and it is also referred to as the Mothman. Now, right away, this one sounded super interesting to me because there was a movie called The Mothman Prophecies, and I absolutely love that movie. I know I've said it multiple times on this channel. I think I bring it up literally anytime Moth is referenced. I actually have a VHS copy of The Mothman Prophecies on my shelf with my creepy stuff back there, if you can ever see that. So right away, this one I was like, oh, if this is the same Mothman or like is similar, that's a terrifying creature and I will pass. But let's explore this file to see if there is any similarities or if this one's even scarier. This SCP belongs to the object class Euclid, and on the screen there is a picture of it, a little drawing it looks like. I don't want to look at something with eyes that big. Ugh, it can like stare into my soul, you know, no thank you. And the caption says, illustrations of SCP-2901 confiscated from agent, and that's redacted, office at research site 45. That's setting the spooky vibe right off the bat. Because of the extra dimensional properties related to this SCP, there are currently no methods of physical containment. So this thing's just running around. There's nothing we can do. It's just there. Thankfully though, these aren't real. I tend to get so caught up in these videos that I forget for a minute we don't live in a world where the SCP exists. Hopefully. Civilian sightings of the SCP will be suppressed using amnestic field applications. Media leaks regarding the SCP will be deleted or discredited by the Information Distraction, Censorship, and Rescission Division. Field personnel should avoid the SCP if at all possible. Yeah, I feel like that's advice you should really take to heart for most SCPs. Those authorized to investigate SCP-2901 must carry mobile devices capable of short message services in case of sudden acoustic cancellation. If a hostile encounter is unavoidable, oh boy, I hate to be in that situation, personnel should adhere to the following steps, and there's 5 of them. Step 1, do not attempt to run, because fleeing might make the Mothman want to chase you. That sent a shiver down my spine. The idea of being chased by a Mothman, oh no. If you've seen the movie, I am instantly thinking of the scene where the person talks about washing dishes and they look up out the window and they see like the Mothman standing in the tree or sitting in the tree right outside their window and like locking eyes with it. My instinct in that situation would be to run, and then, you know, apparently that's bad. Step 2, hold your ground. Be sure to make eye contact. So, okay, at least you could do that, I guess. Maybe it doesn't like making eye contact. Maybe it feels like you're asserting your dominance. Step 3, make a threat display. Use clothing to imitate an increase in body mass. Okay, so kind of like bears, right? I mean, this is like going against all your instincts, right? Like, I would want to run, and if I can't run, I'd want to roll up into a tiny little ball and protect my head. Step 4 is to continue until the SCP becomes disinterested and submits. And step 5 is avoid physical contact if at all possible. Wield or throw objects to maintain distance, so don't let this thing grab you. Why? Let's find out. SCP-2901 are a species of nocturnal carnivorous scavengers of limited intelligence, averaging 1.7 meters in height. SCP-2901 usually appears as having an ellipsoid shape and possesses 2 large eyes layered with photophobic? Never heard that word. Tissue. SCP are covered in a layer of minute iridescent lamellar scales. SCP are able to move through space-time freely. Fun. Granting them certain abilities like levitation, flight, and teleportation. The SCP are, however, tangible and susceptible to conventional firearms. The SCP are also able to emit an acoustic cancellation effect within a radius approximately 25 meters. So it gets rid of your hearing, I suppose. Is that what that means? The purpose of the function of this ability is not wholly understood, but is theorized to aid in stealth. So I guess if you lost a sense, not only would you be preoccupied and concerned that you can't hear any longer, and then on top of that, you couldn't hear this threat coming. So that's terrifying. Now, normally we stop at just like the description of the creature, because I just think it's really fun to have a basis of understanding what the creature is, like hear like why it's scary and what it looks like and stuff like that. I think for this video, since we're only doing 2, I'm gonna look over maybe some additional files or memos or anything extra past that, and see if it adds anything that makes the creature even more terrifying. SCP-2901 are an aggressively territorial and solitary species. They normally do not engage or reveal themselves openly to humans and will often retreat or vanish if discovered. So for the most part, though it's very territorial and aggressive and will attack you if you try to run, for the most part, they want to keep their existence under wraps. They want to be as secretive as possible, even though it did say they have limited intelligence, but maybe just as like a defense mechanism. So they will run most of the time. So with that, okay, that makes it, I mean, it's still scary, but it does make it a little less scary. Further observations suggest that the SCP are able to approximate the time and location of future disasters with a certain degree of accuracy, particularly those resulting in multiple fatalities. So like horrible car crashes, you know, like on highways, mudslides, things like that. This is supported by accounts and reports showing a sudden presence of the SCP within the vicinity of the disaster area, usually within a month or a week before it occurs. So just like the movie. Okay. And they're able to change their physical shape into a large nebulous-like body as a threat display. I don't know what that means, but I guess I wouldn't want to see it. After the disaster event occurs, the remaining SCP will take part in feeding off the deceased in a frenzy-like behavior until the food source is depleted, vacating once satiated. It's a scavenger, so of course it would go to sites where like a lot of people are going to die because it's going to eat them. It's a scavenger. Duh. Okay, that's awful. That's terrifying. I don't like that one bit. So the SCP that we're going to pit against each other, so it's SCP-2901 versus SCP-953, which is also referred to as the Polymorphic Humanoid, and it belongs to Object Class Keter. And again, there's another picture to look at to see right off the bat what this creature's about. It's a very blurry picture. It looks like toxic neon green tentacles behind it, maybe. SCP-953 in one of its humanoid disguises. Note the distortion in the photograph caused by the subject's polymorphism and the appearance of bright green and then data expunged. I'm gonna say that's tentacles. This is an artifact of SCP-953's polymorphic properties. Interesting, scary, a thing with tentacles. Yeah, that's more of a threat. This SCP is to be kept in a Type 4 containment cell that's about 4 meters by 3 by 3. At the end of the hallway 99 at Site 17, subject is to be provided the following: 1.5 kilograms of fresh liver daily for consumption, ew, clean drinking water in plentiful quantities, and clean bedding to be exchanged by the subject and laundered weekly. So they're keeping this thing comfortable then, to an extent. I mean, it's giving its needs met. Direct human contact with this SCP is strictly forbidden due to the SCP's mind-altering properties. Okay, that's very spooky. Not only does it have tentacles, now it can control you. To me, it's seeming a little scarier right off the bat. For this reason, all personnel must respect a 100-meter, safe zone when the hermetically sealed door is opened. Should containment fail, SCP-953 can be theoretically terminated by gunfire. However, due to its nature, recognizing SCP may be difficult because it can change shapes. Because of the inadequacy of purely physical containment procedures to control this SCP, psychological containment is also necessary. For this reason, the approach to SCP's containment chamber is to be lined with open cage dog kennels, preferably of the Korean Jindu or American Foxhound breed. SCP-953 displays an extreme phobia of domesticated canines and will not pass within 10 meters of one, especially when canines are barking or alerted. Oh, so they leave dogs in the hallway in cages all day? That is horrible. That is so mean and so sad. SCP-953 is to be considered hostile to human life, dangerous, and armed at all times. I mean, if they can like have tentacles, yeah, that's dangerous. Any transport must be done under the supervision of at least 6 armed personnel, so they are not taking chances with this thing. Its preferred killing method is a barehanded strike to the abdomen, penetrating the cavity and removing the liver, which it will later consume. So you know how the other one just liked to eat dead bodies and show up before a lot of people died? This one, likes to kill you and then eat you. So again, seems a little more scary. If given time, however, it will choose to linger over its kill, torturing the victim. Okay, this just keeps getting worse and worse, as it seems to enjoy the infliction of pain. This SCP is a female red fox, approximately 8 kilograms in weight, with a spine that splits around the 26th vertebrae into 9 separate tails. Oh, those weren't tentacles, they were possibly tails? Subject displays polymorphic properties, however, allowing it to take the form of various other objects and beings. Most commonly an attractive Korean female. Maybe so that people get closer to it because they trust it, they think it's human and attractive, so they want to go and talk to her. Pretty sneaky. Although SCP-953 will attempt to conceal its tails through clothing and other methods. How can it hide 9 tails? Like, it's kind of obvious. Even with a big trench coat, I feel like you would see that. In addition to the polymorphic abilities, it displays moderate level psionic, I'm not sure how to say that word, namely suggestion and telepathy. This thing could not get any more terrifying. The more we read about it, the more evil and predatory it sounds. Among a list of its horrendous crimes, it succeeded in the systematic murder of 27 attendees of, and then redacted. Some of the information added to this file just talks about it killing people and like what it's done in the past, and it's very graphic. So which SCP scarier? SCP-2901, the Mothman, or SCP-953, the Polymorphic Humanoid? I have my answer, and are you going to be surprised when I say it's 953? At least with the Mothman, you know, it just, like I said, it's a scavenger. I mean, it will attack you if you come across it and it's territorial and you try to run or don't maintain a proper distance. So like, wouldn't want to run into that either. But 953 can do a lot, okay? I mean, this thing likes to torture people. So let me know what you think down in the comments. Which SCP do you think is scarier? Which one would you least like to run into if you had to run into one of them? If you haven't yet seen it, up on the screen right now is a previous video that I recently posted where I actually play SCP Containment Breach. So if you'd like to see that spooky fun time, you can definitely go do that up now on the screen. And until next time, keep with the radness, and I hope to see you real soon. Bye!